Hello, my name is Tanisha Bradley and this is my Unit 11 Poverty in Contemporary Britain. Evaluation of absolute and relative definition in poverty. The Poverty and Social Exclusion (PSE) researches different ranges of poverty such as deprivation and social exclusion. Their aim is to raise awareness to promote the government to make a change. There are three different types of poverty. The first one being absolute poverty. This is where an individual doesn't have basic needs / resources. This can include anything from safe food, water, a place to live, education and healthcare. Due to the lack of resources, it's affected your education and employment opportunities. With not having a job or employment opportunities, it makes you feel like you do not have a voice. Relative poverty. This is where individuals earn 50% less than the average income. This means their poverty changes based on their economy. Being in relative poverty means that you can't afford luxuries such as TV, internet or the sofa you really need / want. Unfortunately, relative poverty can be permanent, however you can get out of it as it's based on the country's economy. Alongside relative poverty, there is also persistent poverty. This is which is measured by your income. This is when your income is 50 to 60% lower than the average income in your country. Social exclusion. This is a term used by the government. It ranges from individuals who are unemployed, have a low income and poor living conditions. Social exclusion is about giving people opportunities in life as well as living comfortably. The benefits with social exclusion can include free school meals, job interview training and universal credit. The differences are absolute poverty is influenced by the economic growth and relative poverty is influenced by the economy. How poverty has changed. Poverty has always been an issue, however the factors change over time. These can include limited resources, difference in wages and poor social assistance such as job opportunities. Poverty changed massively in the 18th and 19th century due to the increase of urbanisation and industrialisation. These both benefited the economy, however this led to an increase of unsafe working conditions, child labour and employees being treated unfairly. This also led to workers being protected by movements to help them get a voice such as unions. In the 20th century it saw the introduction of welfare programmes. These helped living conditions, education, healthcare and employment. With the changes being made, it saw children started having free school meals in 1901 as well as the first state pension being announced. This would soon see everyone having a fair wage by the government. During this time the NHS was also announced, which allowed free healthcare to all. With the living conditions being poor, the government proposed to build council houses to provide a safe and clean living environment for families in need. With the changes happening, it saw an introduction of poor laws which helped aid individuals in poverty and who are employed and give them opportunities. In 1834, the government spent around £700,000 towards the poor law. Today we spend £78 billion towards benefits for those in need. Different methods of measuring poverty. In order to know how many people are living in poverty, you need to have a record of the individual's income. However, it seemed like a big task due to the lack of technology available at the time. Charles Booth and Rowntree decided to add a scientific approach to it and carried out research between 1840 and 1954. Charles Booth. During 1840 and 1916, Charles published his findings called Life and Labour of People of London. Within his findings, he created the concept of poverty maps, which showed areas were most affected. This was displayed in a key coloured map, which calculated how much household would need to meet the basic needs of a family. His findings found that a family of 5 would roughly need 10 to 20 shillings per week to live comfortably. That is now 5p in today's economy. However, Rowntree started his research in 1897 and finished it in 1898. His research consisted of going door to door, gathering data by families. He managed to get over 47,000 reports. This led to him publishing Poverty, a story of town life, in 1901. Within his book, he found that 28% of households in York were living in poverty. He categorised these in primary poverty, where your income couldn't cover basic needs, and secondary poverty, where your income was being spent on wasteful items such as not necessities or basic needs. Due to Booth and Rowntree's research, they found poverty was a lot higher than they thought. They came to the conclusion that poverty is down to poor wages, illness, and unemployment. Because of their research, it promoted politicians to make an active change and make government listen. There's also sociometrics commissions, which looks at the incomes of families as well as personal assets and savings. They measured these and took action when needed. Without the work of Booth and Rowntree, we may not have the benefits that we have available today, such as universal credit, child tax support, and PIP. These are my references, and that was my Unit 11 Poverty in Contemporary Britain. Thank you.